in a restaurant, and in this restaurant, I was actually talking to so many different people from many walks of life. I'm talking about like men.
Yo, yo,
Yo, what's up, my guy?
ain't nothing, ain't nothing, ain't nothing, ain't nothing, ain't nothing. Hold on, let me get myself together. I'm a little late.
Nah, you good, bro. Take your time, man.
Fix my mic, fix my mic, fix my mic. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Can you hear me?
Man, man, oh man. Let me see. Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you clear, bro. Can you hear me clear?
Yeah. All right, let me see. First date, first date.
What up, my
Man,
guy?
open mic. What's up, you alright?
Yeah, bro. You all right?
Man, yeah, first time doing this open mic, man.
That's what's up, bro.
Man, dang. I ain't gonna lie, welcome to checking in, walking.
I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for having me tonight on checking in, bro. It's good to be here, man.
Nah, it's nothing. Let's go. Let's start it off for real. Tell us about you.
What's up? Hey, so everybody, what's up? My name is JT Flood, also known as Joseph Flood the Third. I'm 34 years old, man. I have such an incredible story. I've been through a lot of things in life, and just kind of checking in today. This is really good for me, bro, because I've been reflecting on a lot of things, and I got some stuff I want to talk about.
Uh, all right, welcome, Flood. Look, man, I heard you got a new book coming out, man. Heard you
Sir,
got a new book.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold on. Yo, yo, that's
Yo,
my
Yo, what's
partner
up,
in crime right there, Mark. That's my partner
what's
in
going
crime,
on?
Mark.
Mark? What's
What's
up, my
going on?
guy? How you doing, bro?
Ain't nothing to it, just got over work, man.
Hey, get to that chicken like a cheddar
Come on.
cheese.
Ain't nothing.
Man, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
All right, Flood basically just introduces himself. You feel what I'm saying? Flood, that's Mark. Mark, that's Flood.
What's
So
going on,
basically,
brother?
Yo,
Flood, tell us
so,
what you got going on, man.
yeah, man. So listen, I wrote a book this last year, man, and I'm actually really excited to put this book out this year. This I've been working on this project for about the last 3.5 years, man, and only because I was going through a lot of different life transitions. From losing loved ones to divorce to getting over an injury from a car crash to actually almost experiencing death and being around a lot of people that also experience the same thing. And what I realized is that, man, you got a lot of healing to do, bro. And it started with me. I realized that I was following a lot of paths to, trying to find ways to heal from childhood traumas and things that us men really don't like to talk about because we don't have the safe and vulnerable space to do so. Because every time we do, people think we're lashing out when it's really only the pain and the anger that we've been hiding for so long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's what this book is about, bro. I wrote this book to really, inspire young men just like me, man. I'm still young. I still got a whole life ahead of myself, but I wanted to write this book to really inspire people to know that, you know, you don't have to hold on to the identity of the trauma that's come before you.
that's good. So, like, get in more in depth into the book. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, when the book coming out, what influenced you to start actually really writing about a book?
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna
yeah,
tell you
bro.
how I met Flood for real, for real. I met Flood selling Verizon. I
Yeah.
met I met Flood selling Verizon. At this point in time, he was with his wife. He was with his wife. He did his. I met his kids too. I didn't met his kids,
Hmm.
but he was with his wife. So as he tell me his story, that the book is about trauma and things like that. He get more in detail about his book, but you feel what I'm saying? I met
Yeah, bro.
Flood on a one-on-one selling him a rise doing door to door. So,
Yeah, man, and it's amazing, bro. That even and that was 5 years ago, bro. You met me 5 years ago, man, and to really see like what life is like. 5 years after that, man, life is still good, bro. So it's still a blessing to just see the major accomplishments that you have. Even accomplish in your life too, bro. So I really salute you for that, man. That's a huge check in. Like check ins are wins to me. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So again, what influenced you to
To
write
write this
this
book.
book?
All right, bro. Let's get into it, man. So, this is the first time that I actually get a chance to tell this story, man. I don't really get a chance to talk to a lot of people, and the reason why is because as I was about like 4 or 5 years old, I struggled with an identity crisis. And the identity crisis really happened when I wasn't necessarily secure in myself because of my experiences with physical and sexual trauma as a young boy, 3, 4, 5 years old. I'm already experiencing things that I shouldn't be experiencing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when I was about, I want to say in the third grade, I started to actually like started to write, and I loved writing. And now that I'm older, I never lost that passion, because my writing was a way to express myself, because people loved to read what I wrote. Like every time I would read people things that I wrote, they would be like, "Whoa, man, like that's really profound. Like that really helped me like heal in certain areas of my life." And so that's what really allowed me to like really be passionate to write this book, bro. Like because I want people to know that it doesn't matter what you go through in life. You're going to have a story, but without pain, there is no such thing as process. There's no such thing as grace. There's no such thing as mercy. There's no such thing as salvation. There's no such thing as Christ. So we gotta have pain in order to bring in the promise.
Yeah.
Got to.
Um. So my question is, so like, what's in the book that we can get
Look
that
forward to.
everybody else that ain't getting?
Okay, so I'll tell you this. So this book has it's I really spent a lot of time with this book because what I did was I did a personal study for myself, and this is something that I'll get into the book that I have not talked about at all. So y'all getting first dibs on this, okay? Like for real. So in this book, I talk about how I had this dream that I was in a restaurant, and in this restaurant, I was actually talking to so many different people from many walks of life. I'm talking about like men, women, in all of their different lifestyles, like everything. And I was just, one by one, I started to talk to them. I started to, and in an instant, they begin to like gain a new identity for themselves. And so within that study, I did this study for a year, and I developed a 5-step system to help men heal from childhood traumas in their own unique way, privately, before they expose themselves publicly. Because here's the thing with men: when we expose our vulnerabilities, we're basically say, "Hey, I'm open for you to wound me even more."
Mm-hmm.
Because that person either has a chance to accept what you have given them, or they have the chance to reject and use it against you. And now that leaves you even more what? Wounded. And so what we find ourselves is we end up creating more wounds instead of closing wounds.
Um. So again, like I say, me and you talk a lot. Tell us the experience on writing a book and the problem of writing a book and the ups and the downs of writing this book for real, for real.
Absolutely. So the challenge with this book that I ran into is you have to be careful when you are writing, and you get really excited. I get excited a lot when I find myself in this mode, like I can write and I can write and I can write, and then I find myself putting things out there too soon. And what happened was, when I first started publishing this book, right, I went to this company, and I was talking to them. They were giving me the whole spiel. Oh yeah, we'll sell your book, we'll do this international, that. Great. And you'll hear that, especially when you give somebody a good idea, right? But if you don't really do your research, if you don't like deep dive into how you're going to sell your book, what your audience is, those things actually matter. And what happened was, the first part of my book that I wrote, if I had given it to this publishing company, they would have had 100% royalties of my book. So let's just say if they sold over 5,000 copies at $20 a piece, they would have made a revenue of $100,000, and I would have got none of it. So that's the real danger of you know making sure that, hey, you gotta have a right publisher, you gotta have the right people in your corner, and you want to make sure that you have something that's concrete enough to stick and find an audience, and then you can sell it. So that's basically what I did. And I actually, man, I had to went through a whole investigation with this company. Got my bank involved and everything, and I got my money back, thank God, because I caught it in time. This company ended up publishing an author, and that author's book was published by a whole nother company.
That's crazy. That's
Know what
crazy.
I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
So I just, thank God that, I was able to, have the right people in my corner, and, I had one of my agents look over everything, and, she said, "Hey, this is what we're gonna have to do." So, bro, it took me a whole year to rewrite my book.
Well, for the people that's joining, in and out the live and things like that, this flood, this is checking in podcast. I'm Monty. That's Mark. That's Mark. This basically open mic. Just basically, talk about your business, anybody else's business. Um, if you want to be a rapper and things like that, you can go ahead, come on, rap and things like that. Share it if you feel like you need some type of influence or some promotion. We here for real, for real. But that's flood, so we're gonna get back into flood. Um, so basically, tell us when the book coming out.
All right, y'all. So this book will be released during Men's Mental Health Month in June of 2025.
You said when
June of 2025. So I'm releasing a book this year in June for Men's Mental Health Month.
and where can we get the book at?
So I will be there will be a website that I'm going to post on all of my social medias. So make sure you follow me on social media at JTFlood3 with three eyes underscore. It'll definitely be on my page. It'll be in like my bio. I'll have like all of the details, and I'll also start posting it on my stories too, so people can be updated. Like, hey, I'll put the link out. You can. I'm doing pre-orders starting in May of 2025, so people will actually be able to pre-order the book. The first 100 pre-orders, this is something that I'm going to be releasing tonight. You guys get a little sneak peek of what's getting ready to happen. The first 100 orders will have access to the release when I do my release party. I'm going to have the first 100 orders signed personally by me, and that person will be able to meet me in person, and I will personally pray with them with that book.
Deep. That's
Yeah,
deep. That's deep.
yeah,
That's deep. That's
yeah.
deep.
Because
That's dope.
this, and this is my way of being myself and doing something that I love to do, which is to really pour into people, man. Like, we're going through so much in life right now. There's so much happening, so much going on, and sometimes people just need just a little bit of words of encouragement, bro, and perhaps even a prayer.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people actually. That's
A lot,
not. There's
a
a
lot of
lot
people.
of people.
It's a lot of people.
Um, hey Mark,
What's that?
you got anything? You just getting on work, man. You look tired. You look tired.
Nah, I'm just listening.
Look tired for real, for real. Um, but today's just the like I say, today just the day. We just checking in. We basically this our first time. It's our first time. I don't care how many people viewing it, how many people looking at it for real. This our first time. For people even just to come in here, it's a blessing for real, for real. For even people to even follow
Yeah,
us, it's a
yeah.
blessing for real, for real. Our video, first video, first video, a sneak peek. What it did, 4,000 views,
That's what's up, bro. That's good, man. Y'all doing
4,000,
look, y'all doing
and that was
amazing
what
work, bro.
within
Two
a
days.
day or two, 2 days. So
Hmm.
I feel like this drive for real, we ain't got nothing but success coming for us for real, for real. We got a bigger drive. A lot of things be trying to stop us from doing certain things. You always gonna get those bumps in the road. You
Oh yeah,
always gonna get
absolutely,
those
bro.
bumps in the road.
Absolutely.
It just basically on how you overcome those bumps. Um, Mark is a Muslim, so but I'm a Christian, so uh preacher once said, um, every loss is not a loss. Every
Yeah, that's
loss is
true.
not a loss. And what I got from that is every failure is not a loss.
True.
Again, so when you fail, don't think of it as a loss. Think of it as a lesson. Think of it as a lesson because you don't know how to do something without failing to do it.
Yeah, that's right,
When
bro.
you first got taught math, reading and things like that, you didn't know how to read all right. You didn't know how to do math. You had to get some problems wrong to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So, like I say, every failure is not a loss. Um, but man, we can't wait to see that book.
I appreciate
Put
it,
your
bro.
name in the chat. I'm gonna tag you in it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Tag you
most
in it.
definitely, bro. Also, I'm gonna also put out my I did start a new photography business. I've been in photography for quite some time, but I took some time, after recovering from my car accident. And I'm starting a new photography business, flood focused photography. So anybody need photos, I'm actually doing a I'm gonna talk about it in a minute, but let me do my socials real quick in the chat. That
Also,
way you can.
send us some things. We'll put you up there. We'll put you up there. We definitely will. You know, this is we like helping every and anybody for real, for real. We may be in need, but the focus ain't really on us at times.
Yeah, and also, yo, I actually need y'all help too because so what I'm doing for my photography business for June, right? For the
Mm.
month of June, I want to highlight fathers. I want to highlight fathers with kids, and I'm going to be doing like shots and cameos of just fathers, playing with their kids and teaching their kids lessons, and I'm just going to put a whole like collage together for the month of June, and just every day I'm going to post about a father because I want to be able to, give fathers their credit, man. Like it takes a lot to be, a father, like a lot. Men
Man,
need, we need the, they need the recognition too.
yeah, we do. But we appreciate you checking in with us, Flood.
I
Man, tell the
appreciate your
world we
love,
out here
man.
doing. This our first open mic. We're gonna see if we get some other people to join to see if they can, talk and see any type of business they want to do, any type of promotions. They want to sing, they want to do anything. This a chance for real for this open mic. Just let us hear. We here. Appreciate you though, Flood.
Yo, I appreciate Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for having me. Thanks again. And I definitely look forward to working with y'all in the future, man. For real. I want to do some. I got a lot of special projects coming up. So any way that I can get the word out when everything comes together, man, it's going to be a blessing. I want people to really get involved in getting active with healing, man, because we all need it.
Before you go though, before you go, Flood, man, tell us how you doing mentally though. Before you go.
Ah, man, honestly, man, mentally, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm learning how to pick up certain pieces in my life. You know what I mean? I'm 34 years old, and one of the most painful decisions that I ever had to make, was granting a divorce, man. And that, I wasn't fully prepared for that because no one in my family has told me how to do that. You know what I mean? Like, so to go through that and to, still be a father to three children and still hold up the duties and the responsibilities of the home and work life balance, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think I've been spending so much more time just in the gym, bro. Like, the gym is really where I put all of my pain, all of my, disappointments, all of my failures, all of my pride, all of my ego, all of that, and I put it in the weights. That's the best way I can that's the best way I can describe it, man, because if you really want me to be honest, bro, there have been times where, like, the gym, I put it to you this way: I'd rather die in the gym than die outside the gym.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's real, bro. That's about as real as I can ever get. But to me, that was motivation. Like, this pain doesn't make me weak. It drives me. My pain drives me. Pain
Yeah.
is the best pre-workout for the gym.
Yeah. So tell us how you doing business. Business. Tell us.
Business wise, man, business is great, man. I'm learning different avenues of, gaining more clients in photography. Like I said, I'm moving into, the realm of being an author, and I know that being an author will open me up to, panel events. I'm going to be doing a lot of motivational speaking events and, book tours and, a lot of community service events, bro, because there's so much more in store for, just like, this book is just not just about a book. You know what I mean? There's so much more than that. And I want to be able to create my brand, Flood the Minister, as a brand that really helps, men become more impactful and influential with their intelligence. You know.
And the last but not least, we went over business, we went over mental. Tell us how you doing. What is it? Financial.
Okay, financially, bro, I'm resetting some things in my life right now, right? Actually, been working on my credit. I've been learning a lot more about the credit game and how, you can establish business credit. So business credit is probably one of the number one things that every person should learn about. Business credit, business credit, business credit, because business credit can literally save your life. Oh yeah, man.
Right.
My credit was bad, man. It's like four. I had like a 470 credit score, and in about 5 months, I brought it back up to like 682. So, I did some work, man. But it took work. It took trusting the right people and making the right connections.
All right, man. Just for our people to just join this Flood again. Flood got a book coming out June 2025.
Yes, sir.
But that's Mental Health Month. He's also a photographer. Check Flood out. Thanks for checking in with us. We here. This our first time doing an open mic for real, for real. If anybody else want to join, hey, it's a stage to do it. You can join right now. Join whenever you want. Just request to join. We here. If you want to speak, talk to Flood. He here.
Yeah, man, I really am, man. Honestly, I'm a life transition coach. So if anyone really needs, help and going through some life transitions, feel free to DM me on my page, man. And we can talk privately, and every conversation we have is confidential. And I'm here to help. I'm here to provide my service.
Man, appreciate you, Flood.
I
Appreciate you.
appreciate y'all,
Appreciate
man.
you.
So I'm gonna leave y'all.
Appreciate
With, I'm
you.
gonna leave. I'm gonna leave y'all with this quote. In life, we learn how to crawl before we walk, but no one in life ever teaches us that we can continue walking or we can crawl forever. The choice is yours.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Hey, that's Flood. He just checked in with us. Appreciate you checking in,
Check,
checking out. Thank you.
checking my guy. See ya.